Good morning, guys. Excited to be here back on Teacher's Table after our sort of long break away because we didn't meet on Thursday. So it's been 7 days. That's the longest it's been for months for me because we did Teacher's Table for daily for a long time, and then we switched to our summer hours Tuesday, Thursday, and we've been doing that ever since. And we skipped Thursday, so this has been a week. I missed you guys. So if you guys could, I put a little comment in here where I'm curious how your 4th of July weekend went and what you guys were up to. If you want to share sort of a moment, something that happened, that would be fantastic. I'd love to see it. Let's see who's all here and coming back. I absolutely love that. We got Don. It was hot up here in Wisconsin. Yesterday when I picked up my daughter, it was 95, it said on the car. Oof. That's crazy. Kathy Sue, nice to have you back. Carrie's here. Love it. Elizabeth made it back. Thank you for coming back. David, love it. And Phil, I'm telling you, man, you're back. I dig it. Oh, Don, that would be a long stretch. That would be a long stretch for me. Kyle, love having you back. Kyle, we have to. I was thinking about you the other day. Hive Summit stuff has sort of descended upon my life, and I haven't done a live stream board game, but that's going to happen this week. So stay on the lookout for that, Kyle. I want to play a game against you and your wife. Let's see. Scott's here. Welcome, Scott. Jennifer made it. Fantastic. Amanda is doing great in Nashville. She had a great weekend. She watched Hamilton many times. Anyone else? That's fabulous. I haven't gotten to it just yet. Like I said, Hive Summit stuff is sort of taken over. Celia's here. In the Keys. Wow. Oof. Don, that sounds like a wonderful time, right? A little brewery time. Welcome, David. Good to have you here from Halifax. Welcome to the Teacher's Table. Love having you. Anybody else that's new, thank you so much for sort of coming and checking out the Teacher's Table. This is a great community. I really got to hand it to some of the people I've shouted out already, as well as many of the others here in the chat. That is just a great space for teachers to come together, share ideas, talk, use that chat to, connect with each other. Hopefully you guys are connecting in some other spaces as well. And we come together and it's positive attitude. It's just a good space, people. It's a good space. I dig it. Phil had a Hamilton viewing party. That's awesome. Jennifer Knox, what did she say? Good morning from Houston, Texas. Just did my morning run while listening to the latest Well Played podcast. I'm definitely going getting the QR game. It was a great show, as always. Thank you very much. The QR show, Chronicles of Crime, is a fantastic game. You guys got to check it out, definitely. Thank you for listening, Jennifer. Let's see. Adam's here. Beautiful weather in Wisconsin. Love the heat. Lots of Hamilton happening in the chat here, guys. That's fantastic. Let's see. Don says he's tried to find Crisscross with no luck. I think Stephanie told me she just got it in at cabbagesandkings.games. So check that out. Jessica's here. Nice to have you making it to Teacher's Table. Wow, I mean, you guys just had, so many great things. Kathy Sue here. It was a quiet day for us. I tried a new recipe for dinner. I made super nachos using a Pampered Chef Stone. I love nachos. One of the sort of the weirdest nachos that I've tried to make at home that ended up being super delicious was kind of a take on a Korean barbecue nachos, and you actually used a mix of chips as well. So there was like potato chips in there as well as sort of tortilla chips, and then there was this like amazing topping. Like, is amazing. Definitely good. Let's see. quiet weekend with the family, nothing crazy, still no get-togethers, but still cooked a few burgers and enjoyed the day outside with the wife and kiddo. That's fantastic, right? And it is crazy that we are still in the midst of COVID sort of lockdown, so to speak. Uh, yeah, all right. So that's quite a beginning. That's quite a lengthy introduction, but we hadn't been together for a while, so I thought it was important we sort of connect. I definitely will try to watch Hamilton soon. I I went to the theater to watch it once, and it was mind blowing. But I got to imagine the Broadway sort of production would even be crazier in terms of mind blowing. And Elizabeth tells me I should definitely check out shrimp nachos. I'll definitely have to check that out. Uh, Natalia said she played a game of Battleship with her son. So I've been playing Battleship with my daughter, over the last few months, and I'm curious, like, what's your idea of like where to hide your ships? Is it better to pack them together? Is it better to separate them out? Um, it's crazy. Uh, the sort of strategies you can try to develop around that. Oh, Kyle picked up some games. You know I'm always going to love that kind of conversation. He picked up The Mind, which is a great little game. You guys should check it out. And The Magic Maze. I got to just take a moment here and sing Kyle's game choices praise here. The Mind would be actually great for the classroom as well. It is a game where you get a deck of cards. 1 through 100 is on the card. That's it. Every round, every player gets dealt a card equal to the round it is. So in round 1, you get 1 card. Round 2, 2 cards. Round 3, 3 cards. You get it. But then after we get dealt these cards, you can't show these cards to anybody. You can't speak at all. And your goal is, as a team, you're working together to lay these numbers down that you have in your hand in ascending order. So I might have the number 23 in my hand. That might be the only card in my hand. And we say go. And then it's like, how long do I wait? Because I don't know what the card you have. I don't know what card they have. So I'm going to wait a little bit because 23 is low, but not too low. You got to give time for that 1 through 5. You got to give time for that 5 through 10. Okay, no one's played yet. I'm going to throw down that 23. If we're wrong, we sort of lose a life point, so to speak, and we're trying to make it obviously all the way up to like level 10, or depends on the number of players you're playing with. Great game, and it produces these like crazy, like almost Ouija board moments where like, oh my gosh, we had like 8 cards in our hands each, and we ended up laying them down in correct order without any communication. It's crazy. So that one's a good one. And then Magic Maze is another neat cooperative game in which you cannot talk, and you have these like characters on the board that need to like achieve some goals. I'll just sum it up that way. But they're not your character. Like, you can move any character, but each of us are limited. Like, maybe I can only move characters forward. Maybe you can only move characters left. So I might move a guy 3 spaces forward because that's what I can do. But now he's like came up against a wall, and I need you to turn them left. I just need you paying attention to what I'm doing, and you see what I'm going for. I can't explain while I'm trying to go around the wall to pick up the axe to go do this thing. Can't say any of that. I can just move the guy forward, hoping you, with the person that can move left, can do it. There is a little piece in the game that I can put in front of you to say, like, all right, pay attention, but that's all I can do. Really neat sort of cooperative game that works on sort of your logical thinking skills as well as sort of communication and sort of interpreting somebody's plan. I absolutely love it. All right, so let's see what we got here. Oh, Carrie said, how's barbecue going? So this is my 1 month goal. For those of you that don't know, I do those 1 month goals. Video this month is going to be all about, I'm taking a master class, and the one I chose was on this Texas barbecue. And so far it's going good. In fact, this morning I'm making the first recipe in it, and that would be the pork shoulder, and it looks delicious. It's going to be a 10-hour cook. I started it at 7 in the morning, so we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll tweet out some things to Teacher's Table as the day goes on if you want to follow that experience. Thanks for asking. So, all right, the second question on the barbecue. I think we're going to talk a little bit about that more on Thursday, was my thinking. I'm going to kind of wrap it into a teacher's table video here. So it's the idea here is, what do you bring to the party is going to be sort of the idea, and we'll talk a little bit about that. So we'll go back with that. I love it. Jennifer, it's called Magic Maze is the game. All right, it looks like I am more or less caught up. Don, that's one of my favorites. Corned beef. Oof. That's awesome. So in reference to the battleship here, her son beat her because he knows that she likes patterns. That's fabulous. All right, today's like goal is 20. Looks like we're sitting here at 14. I think we can kind of make it. But that was a great, like I said, a great connection, great introduction. Today's teacher's table, it's tech, not tech. Ooh, I almost misspoke. It is Tooltastic Tuesday. And on Tooltastic Tuesday, you guys know that I like to sort of think through some tools we use, and that could be used in our classroom, in our lives. I intentionally try to not use the word tech, but I will say so far all the tools have been tech-based. But it gives us room in the future to do other things. So today's, I thought we would chit-chat a little bit about using sort of different hacks, if you will, around our social media, specifically Twitter, because I know many of you use Twitter. You're part of Twitter chats and these kind of things. And it sometimes surprises me how many people still use just base Twitter. And so I thought today we could talk about different tools that maybe make that experience a little easier for various reasons and various ways. I think Twitter, like proper, if you will, like just Twitter, is a neat tool, and we can obviously use it quite well. There are these Twitter chats that you can go to. But to try to be in a Twitter chat in the just regular Twitter sort of app or website is pretty limiting, like by a lot, right? Because it's hard to sort of watch that thread and comment back to people. You can't really see who's commented to you because you're just using this thread. So the first one that I've used that I'm sure many of you have already heard is the app TweetDeck. You can get TweetDeck. It's free. It was actually made by Twitter. I like it. So what a TweetDeck does is put things sort of in these columns, and you can make as many columns as you want. So on your screen, fill in the screen can be, the chat that you're in, can be your notifications, can be another chat you enjoy, right? Or if you, let's say, go to these 3 chats per week, you're gonna have those always queued up, so you just can kind of see them. And then what I always do is sort of move the one that I'm currently in next to sort of my notifications. So while I'm answering questions in that chat, I can easily see, like, oh, somebody wrote, a comment based on one of mine. I can respond to them, right? So it makes that flow a lot easier. Now, I will say TweetDeck for me, and I'm not saying this is your experience, but TweetDeck for me, I don't know if I have like a setting wrong somewhere, but TweetDeck sometimes runs horribly slow for me, like super slow, and I don't know what it is. I'll be next to somebody that's like working fine, but I'll hit like add a comment, and I start to type, and it'll literally like think as it's trying to put down my first word or my first letter, right? So that gets really frustrating when you're trying to have like a live chat. So I started to look for some alternatives, and I came across one that looks pretty much like a straight rip-off of TweetDeck, but it actually works for me and works really well, and I don't have that glitch. But again, you might not have that glitch. So let's bring up what we got here. All right. So this you may think is TweetDeck, right? Because it looks very much like TweetDeck, but it's called Tweetin. Tweetin. I'll put it in the chat here. Tweetin is really TweetDeck, but like I said, it runs faster and smoother for me than other tools. So you can just click the pencil tool there, and you obviously can write your tweet. It's pretty easy, right? You can see that. Down below, Don wanted me to sort of mention that TweetDeck has a feature that not everybody knows about, not everybody uses. This is both in Tweetin and TweetDeck, so this will be a little bit mesh of both here. You can schedule a tweet. So for any of you that have ever been asked to host a Twitter chat, or if you run your own Twitter chat, this feature is like mind-blowingly good for you. You can hit schedule tweet. And so, I mean, obviously, I would have typed my tweet up above, and you can add an image to that tweet, which I would highly recommend doing if you're doing a Twitter chat in terms of hosting a Twitter chat. And then here you can kind of schedule when this is going to happen. And so for my Twitter chat, when I host tonight, for example, XPLAP, I am going to schedule all my tweets, all the question tweets, right? So that I can be as present for the guests as possible, right? So I can be replying to people, welcoming people, and I don't have to worry that like, oh shoot, I didn't tweet out question 1, right? So schedule tweet is a sweet time saver and nice feature. You can, in this software, you can add a GIF, right? So you can do all those normal things, but tweeting has been a really nice thing. And as you can see, I have like my Hive Summit, I have Teachers Table, I have XPLAP, right? I have my notifications up. And so I can, that all can be present for me. And you can make any different ones, super easy here. If I wanted to go like EdChat, right? That's a like popular, like lots of people post to EdChat. Now I'm just seeing the EdChat stream, like fantastic, right? So I've really definitely enjoyed that. Let's hop over here. See what we got. We're still at 16 on the like goals. Shooting for 20. I need 4 more. Let's see. Kyle says Twitter opened his eyes to so much. I got to tell you, Twitter was a game changer for me. I've been on it now for, I think, 10 years. And it's just been so wonderful to connect with so many people, share out so many ideas, go to those kind of Twitter conversations and be part of something. What does Jennifer Ledford say here? So Jennifer said, TweetDeck has saved monitoring for me. I can schedule my questions ahead of time and then have time to react. That's exactly what I was sort of saying before. It's such a smooth way to actually host a conversation. Let's see. Amanda's saying, I used to hate Twitter, but then I started participating in chats and I'm loving it. I'm considering starting up my own chats. That's fabulous, right? And that's wonderful too that you want to sort of like share back to the community by starting your own chat. I absolutely love it. Don, totally agreeing. It does. It looks and feels very much like TweetDeck, but like I said, to me, it runs smoothly. And I don't know what feature I have turned on or something that makes it not run smoothly on mine, but TweetDeck really doesn't work for me. Let's see. Don says, I schedule even when I participate because it allows me to focus more on what others say rather than composing. All right, Don hits on something here that I got to say. So at being on Twitter for the past decade, that's amazing to say. I was a little like bummed when Twitter opened up to 240 characters instead of the 140 or 280 or whatever it is, right? Because I gotta say, for me, it sort of hurt the chat community because there was such beauty, I think, in the brevity of a Twitter chat, that there would be these concise, focused, targeted comments that were answering these questions that you could really almost keep up with the entire discussion because everybody's was just a single statement. It was just like, boom, here's the answer, boom, here's the answer, boom, here's the answer, as opposed to a lengthy composed, 4 sentences. But the time that I'm reading your 4 sentences, 12 other people's posts go by. And then if I was just to read the next post, that's 4 or 5 sentences, and then go to the next post, that's 4 or 5 seconds. Like, the chat will be over, and I will be like still on question 1, and let alone the responses one can give can be equally lengthy. That really hurt the flow for me. I really liked those shorter, tighter tweets that I think made a better back and forth. And kind of to Don's point, if he schedules both the questions as well as his responses, it gives him time to actually focus on the conversation. And I know this is fighting a losing battle, telling all of you that I think better Twitter etiquette is remember you are part of a conversation. Sometimes I feel like in the last few years, those Twitter chats have really just become like shouting, like you're just going to say something out into the world, right? Like, but that's not a conversation. Like we need to be reading each other's tweets and commenting back and liking and, being inquisitive to what people say, but we don't really have time because of the length of the tweet. So, good Twitter etiquette is just remember that you're part of a conversation. Another good Twitter etiquette, remember to follow people in chats. I can't tell you how many times you're in chats with somebody and I want to DM somebody. So like after the chat, it's like, oh man, I've been in this chat a million times with this person. Like we're all in. And then you like go to DM them a message and you're like, oh, I can't DM them because we haven't, like, we're not friends. So remember, social networking is about being social. It is about connecting. If you've kept your Twitter more professional, like, don't worry about making those connections because those are fellow teachers, fellow educators, and the power of that social network is those connections. So, it doesn't hurt to do that. All right, let's see. That was a long side rant. Let's see. See, Adam says, I was so against Twitter in the early days because it was such a pop culture waste of time. Then discovered Ed Chats, and it changed my view. I agree, right? Like early Twitter was the sort of what hamburger are you eating now sort of tweets. And it has definitely moved to a better platform for us educators to do those kind of chats as well as share out resources. Chuck Taft was the one that got me onto Twitter. He made me take what he called the Twitter challenge, and that is just to do it for a week and do it for some amount of time. He said, I don't even care. 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day. Go on there and spend time. And I'll be honest, even at that moment, I didn't do chats, but it was just in the 20 minutes of the teachers I followed and the things they were sharing out to blog posts, to things they ran in their classrooms, to the connections you could make. It was like, wow, after 20 minutes a day, three days in, yeah, it was an hour of my time. And you could be like, well, I don't have an hour of my time to waste. It wasn't a waste because I ended up picking up so many ideas. Those blog posts led to great lesson plans, great ideas. Those comments, or even people just sharing out what they were doing in their classroom, even if it wasn't attached to a blog post, it was still so incredibly helpful because I got to meet somebody else. It was like, oh, like you're doing the thing in your classroom that I kind of want to be doing. Follow that person, talk to that person, like their tweet, retweet their tweet, comment back to their tweet, whatever. Make those connections. It was a powerful, eye-opening experience for me that definitely sold me on it. Then I fell in love with Twitter chats. My first Twitter chat that I ever did, by the way, was MS Chats. That was still going on now. Let's see. Carrie says, I just got on Twitter last year after the Hive Summit and feel like it has really expanded my educational community. However, I am still very much a novice at it. Read and comment. Fabulous. Super excited about Hive Summit too, by the way. We're at 18 with only minutes to go. Let's see. Jennifer says, Twitter has helped me find a group of like-minded teachers, especially for ideas about gamification. It's a very cool tool. I agree. Like the fact that most of us have sort of met and done this because of Twitter, right? Like we have made these connections because of Twitter. That's fabulous. I'm glad that you agree. I told you, right? I told you. Definitely look and feel for sure. But Don, that's like speed, man. You like put into practice. Two more likes, people. One more like, looks like. Uh, I get the lurking. I totally get it. I don't want to knock lurking. Uh, but I guess to me, it's like, especially these days, like we need to understand that we're part of a community, and there is a responsibility by all of us to be members of the community. Lurking, though, at least is the first step to that. Like you are part of that community, you're in that community, and you're at least hearing some of the words and the things. But if we can move towards action and actually put your ideas out there, that's fabulous. Uh, so we boom hit our like goal just before the end here. Super excited that we got 20 on the like goal. That's fabulous. We did it, people. I love it. Thank you so much again for being part of the community and being present. So right, that like goal, for example, is an example of not lurking, right? It's a call to action. Like it's showing you are here, you're present. You don't just have this queued up and then you're sort of just meandering about. You are here, you're present, you're focused. Same with the chat off to the side. For you to be part of that and being active there is powerful. It's helpful. That's awesome. Yes, Gary, it is better to use Twitter from a computer, I think, with that tweet deck or tweeting. It is super helpful to do a Twitter chat, and I think way easier than a phone for sure. Mm, nice. So many party time. Woo! I love it. I love when I get to that part of the thread for sure. Nice. Uh, whew. All right. So, all right, guys. I mean, we're rounding the corner at the end here of the time together. I absolutely love having it. Thursday, we're going to be chit chatting a little bit about, well, a little bit of life. This one's a little outside the classroom, and I hope you guys can make it. As always, if you guys could spread the word about Teacher's Table, because I think the community is so powerful, such wonderful people. You know, having some more people here would be great at the table. Get some new ideas, fresh ideas. I absolutely love it. And you know, as you know, this is the month that it's the sort of ramp up to the Hive Summit. So any of and all of you that can help on sort of getting the word on the Hive Summit out there, you know, send an email to a friend, send an email to your staff, give them that link to hivesummit.org. That would be fabulous. This year, we have some amazing speakers lined up. I'm super excited. We got some neat ideas of how to make it a little more interactive. I'm super pumped, super fired up, and I would just love to have you guys spread that word, help out. I absolutely dig it. Ooh, Kyle. Let's put this up. One of our very own officially got Google certified trainer approved yesterday too. Congrats, my brother. Congrats. I'm super excited for you. That's awesome. All right, everybody. I'm out of here. I hope you guys have a great day. Get after it and have a good one. All right. Take care, everybody.